First, I'd like to just start off by congratulating Kansas State and for winning the game and how they won it. Thought they obviously were the better team tonight, and I thought they played they played more physical than us, played with better fundamentals. They played with better precision and on both sides of the ball. I've been bragging on our guys and about their engagement and their investment, as well as the buy-in. And I didn't see anything that was different this week in any way, shape, or form. But tonight, I saw a football game where I don't think that we played like we have obviously these first 3 weeks, and so it starts with the man in the mirror, and starts with us as coaches. Obviously, we did a poor job of getting our guys ready to play. Obviously, we didn't handle success very well. Sometimes it's just the other team; they just outplayed you, outcoached you. I saw some things again tonight that I just haven't seen since we started, but it happened, and we weren't going to be defined going into this game. Had we won, we would have just been 4-0 and 1-0 in the conference. And the same thing, we're not going to be defined by this loss moving forward. We will, however, be defined by how we respond moving forward. And I still believe with everything I got in this team and what's still sitting in front of us. Certainly not the result that we wanted. And I'm all for losing the game, but we just played really poor in all the areas that you got to play well. We didn't. We had 11 penalties to their 6. 3 of them were on the defense. Went for first downs. They stayed on the field on third down. It's a recipe for disaster. I say you start getting up in those mid-40s conversion rate on defense. For the opponent, to the 50s or better, it's a recipe for failure. And tonight they were 10 of 19 on third and fourth down, 2 of 2 on fourth down, 10 of 19 combined. And, we couldn't get off the field when we needed to, and for a variety of reasons. On offense, we couldn't stay on the field. We were 4 of 13. And when we needed to be precise, we needed precision. We just weren't as efficient as we needed to be on offense at the most critical times. The most critical times on defense, we were at our worst for whatever reason. Again, I thought that, there's a lot of good things on offense. But again, the penalties on some of the drives where we had to either settle for field goals or take ourselves out of potential scoring positions when we're going for it on fourth down. We get the procedure. That happened a couple of times, and we had to go ahead and punt or settle for a field goal. And in a game like tonight, you're playing with fire, and it got us. And at the end of the game there, 3rd and 16, when we got it. Make a play and get off the field. We have a bust. We have a design spy. It's supposed to be there. Obviously it ended up being a poor call and, a bust, and it broke our back, at the most critical time. Really, really disappointed in, our lack of ability to create a pass rush. They blocked us. They played better up front. Particularly their offense versus our defense. Quarterback scrambled at will, had over 100 yards rushing, threw for 230-plus yards. Deuce Vaughn, the leading rusher in the Big 12, had over 100 yards. Again, we were really poor third down, just atrocious tackling, misfits from the very beginning. Just looked very ill-prepared. And, again, that starts with us as coaches. So, again, we've, in the middle of our season here, we got a setback, nothing that we planned for, and certainly disappointed in so many ways. But I do believe that our guys are going to respond the right way. We got great leadership, tremendous buy-in. We've had great accountability, and I don't think that this this moment where, again, we're down in the mud right now. There ain't no doubt about it. And we're going to take this one on the chin and try to learn and grow from it. You got two options in how we respond moving forward. Really just two choices. So feel very strong and have a very clear vision for how our guys are going to respond to this. So, again, hats off to Kansas State. They came in here and they earned the victory in every way. Wasn't any fluke about it. They whooped us in every part of it and outcoached us. So.
Is there a lack of maybe a common thread through the penalties?
Well, I think it all matters, and when you're trying to create momentum and get into a rhythm, it certainly plays a huge part in the rhythm of a game. And again, like I said, three of their first downs come from penalty. You have face mask that comes from positioning or lack thereof. Fundamentals, just, man, we broke down in every way. But mentally, we're at home. You would think on offense that we wouldn't have those procedures, but we certainly did tonight, and at the poorest times, and again, really shot ourselves in the foot. Those are a lack of focus at the right times.
We're trying to stop Martinez tonight.
The bust there on Martinez's long run there late. Outside of that, obviously he put up a lot of yards on you.
Yeah.
What did you see about the way your defense?
We just did we did a poor job. They blocked us up front. No, we did a poor job staying. We got stuck on blocks. I mean, you got to stay in front of them. You got to counter at ball depth. We did a horrendous job of caging him. You got a certain technique that you do against a quarterback like that, and we did a really poor job of caging him. And then on our pressures, they blocked us. They blocked the heck out of us. And in their design quarterback run game, again, we got ran through. We misfit things, or we weren't physical at the point of attack, and we constantly, you saw tonight, the line of scrimmage going the wrong way, or at the point of attack falling the wrong way. There's a few plays that were good, few and far between, and so we got work to do. Obviously, pressure exposes you, reveals who you are, both good and bad. And tonight, we certainly got exposed tonight. And again, that starts with us as coaches and putting our guys in a better position to be successful, and then the fundamentals, the technique, the attitude, the edge, all of those things to go along with it. So we didn't do much of anything good on defense.
Brent, how did you feel Dylan played tonight?
I'm sorry?
How did you feel Dylan played tonight?
Again, I thought he had really efficient, and this is me. He played good enough to win the game. All right. But we needed to be a little more efficient at critical times. One, with penalties that aren't Dylan, and then two, we had some opportunity, just a few missed throws that we had some guys open. But man, he gave us a chance to win the game, and we didn't do our job as a football team to help him. And so again, penalties, just poor defense. There ain't no other way about it.
Not getting pressure on the quarterback the way you would like. Did you roll guys in the way you wanted, or where were you with
some spots? We did. I thought we did up front, and not at linebacker. And we got to continue to develop our depth there. And but up front we did.
Brent, you mentioned Dylan gave you a chance to win the game, but some third downs, fourth down play, he has been so precise for you guys this year. Was that just an off moments for him, or was there something else going on there?
Oh, I don't think it. Yeah, I think it was more off. He's been good enough, and that's what I know. But we had that. We went punt in the first half, then touchdown. Maybe 3 plays, 70 yards, and then we come back and we were really starting to, had a really good drive, and then we come back and we had a good drive going. I think we were 5 of 15. We had a penalty. We got backed up. We had to end up punting, and then we come back and we go touchdown field goal right before half. So a lot of things, it's not all, Dylan in some of those situations. Maybe it's the plays beforehand. Again, maybe it's the penalties, the procedures, things of that nature, all at the wrong time. But again, in critical situations, you gotta be precise, and there's a lot to it. So whether that's how we're running the routes or putting the ball where it needs to be, and probably easier said than done. And again, that's a top 10 defense, in every category. And at times they played like it, and at times our offense, did some great stuff.
Brent, how much did that start really impact, set the tone with their 2 touchdown drives and their first 2 possessions? You guys had to punt right away, 14-0 before you knew it. Just how did you like the way the team reacted? What are your thoughts on that start?
Well, we certainly didn't start well as a football team. They go 2 long touchdown drives, did whatever they wanted to do, and then we go 2, a 1 3 and out, and I think 5 for 15 or something like that. And we end up punting our first 2 drives on offense. So started out terrible, then we go 3 straight drives on defense where it's 3 straight 3 and outs, and then we come back right before half on defense and give up an 11-play, 42-yard drive and a field goal, 10-play, 70-yard drive. So. And then we didn't match them. We had the one drive where we had penalty in the middle of the drive after we get it going, and we have to end up punting. And when we're going to go for it on 4th down, and then we come back and score a touchdown on a field goal. So, we still have a chance there in the 4th quarter. As terrible as we played in spots, and as inefficient as we played in spots, we still have a chance if things go right, we get off the field on 3rd down to have a chance to still go win the game, and that's just was disappointing. That's what showed up tonight. So that's what we coached all week apparently, and we were not good enough when we needed to be, and they were.
Brent, how much from tonight was just in general? This, as good as everything looked for 3 weeks, this is going to take some time. I mean, you're people learning about each other, coalescing still, meshing still. Players, coaches, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just a reminder.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't look at it that way. If I hadn't seen all the good, the cleanliness, the physical toughness, the fundamentals, if I hadn't seen it, then I would say, well, we still, I wouldn't expect it, but I've seen it. And tonight it didn't happen. And so I'm hopeful that was an aberration. And we got things that, as a coaching staff, that we need to address and get better, put them in a better position, and then we need to challenge one another through adversity, and again going through when you take a step backwards, you learn a lot about yourself, you learn a lot about one another, and then again, like I said, sometimes that pressure and those moments of failure reveal some things that you have to address as well. So I'm not really on that plan of taking, some time. This is going to take some time. That's me.
Bro, what did you see out of Eric Gray tonight, especially in the second half? It seemed like he really tried to get there.
I loved everything I saw from him. And without knowing everything and watching the tape, I thought he ran hard. Thought he got vertical. Thought he went north and south. I thought, again, we didn't have any turnovers on offense again, and certainly we didn't cause any as well. But, he gives you a chance to do things well in the running game and certainly, in the passing game as well. Really a good football player, and we needed to be better around him too.
You had 5 double-digit games in the 3rd quarter alone, and you only got 3 points out of all of that. Is that sort of symbolic of the frustration at this whole
Yeah. We went, again, field goal, 8 plays for 48 yards, field goal, 5 plays, 36 yards, punt, 6 plays, 26-yard downs. Again, set up again, too, by penalties on that drive. 7 plays, 33 punt, and then we go 2 75-yard touchdown drives. So, again, just not efficient, inconsistent. And we certainly, we bragged on how we complimented each other, right? Great teams compliment one another. And tonight, we couldn't compensate for the offense couldn't compensate for us, but we were just not as efficient as we needed to be too. in a game like this when you got to be. But it's both sides of the ball, from that standpoint.
Brent, as a head coach, when your offense has that kind of night like they did in the third quarter and kind of the breakdowns, is approaching those guys the same for you as it would be if your defense wasn't playing well?
In some ways, again, you everything matters. So it's not always the same. If we weren't blocking anybody, sometimes it's just missing a guy. Sometimes it's having a procedural, penalty. Sometimes it's somebody takes a sack. We didn't account for, delayed blitz. So there's a lot of different things. Do I approach it the same way? Sure, absolutely. The fundamentals of the game, the toughness at the right moments, the efficiency that you gotta play well and play together. Absolutely. Obviously, I'm in the middle of trying to help in whatever role I can. Things that I know, intimately on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm not in the same weeds in some of the things on offense.
It sounds like most of this stuff is fixable. I mean, Deshaun misses a tackle that ends up being pivotal, but it seems like it's something that you can work on and correct. Same with the others. I'm just wondering about the upside, Brent. If you walk away from this not feeling as good about your upside, or you think that all of these things are fixable?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pissed about all those things that happened out there today, first of all. And the players aren't out there trying to do it. So we got to help them. We got to help them. That's the bottom line. And but that stuff matters. You got them dead to rights, and we don't make the, and that happened a lot tonight, a lot. And but I have a belief in a positive outlook even through this, is because I've seen the work, I've seen the buy-in, I've seen the investment. I know how they've responded up to this point, and so I believe in these guys. If there wasn't the commitment and the buy-in and all that, I wouldn't be saying there has been. So, some of that was Kansas State. Give them the credit, and then the others, man, we got to play well. You can't play against a good team. You can't play against a good team and then expect to win by not playing well. All right. Every once in a blue moon, you may not play well on a particular side of the ball and still find a way to win. And who knows what would have happened had we not just, again, make some layups. We missed a whole bunch of layups, especially on defense, and then we just got whooped way too often too. And so I got, I'm disappointed in this moment, but I still believe with everything I got in this team, and again, what's still sitting in front of us. We're not sitting in there like promoting all of our goals are still in front of us, even though they are. All right, and just we're disappointed. Everybody that's a part of it disappointed in how it went down tonight, and that's not reflective of who this team has been. So we'll get better from it is my expectation.
What did Tulane do to slow those guys down that you weren't able to? I mean, they were terrible on offense last week.
But they were a little simpler against Tulane, and I wasn't. I can't say all the things that went behind the scenes. They just did a better job. They played more fundamentally sound. They swarmed the ball. They made those tackles when they needed to. They stayed on top of things. Quarterback didn't get out and run around like that. So they obviously did a better job had a better game plan and did a better job of preparing their guys.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
Right. Appreciate it.